So yes, only 5 characters remaining after this episode. This is episode 11, as you're seeing on screen. It is the Fae Trickster. Like always, leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know which character would you like to see in the next 30k PR video. I'm sorry I'm not uploading as much as I would like. The reason being is I'm still doing the road to Gonda. And if you're just seeing right here, alright, then leaderboards are currently unavailable. But yesterday I was second in world bosses, so I've been grinding like non-stop. I did also completed my hard Hydra badges, which it was over 85 Shadow Towers as well. And I've been grinding a lot, even though I'm also like recording for certain videos. I'm just going to say that we're almost nearing the end of the 30k PR project. It's been one hell of a grind. I cannot thank you guys for the support. It's been like insane. You guys are really looking forward to these types of videos, and I'm happy. And I'm actually thinking of making a new series after I'm done with the 30k PR series, which might be a new account, like starting off a new account and telling you tips and tricks on how to progress in that specific power rank. Instead of making like a power rank guide that can just give you like a live commentary telling you what you should be doing if you want to increase power rank and if you want to progress into the game. That's one thing that I've been thinking, but I don't know. It's still like, I'm still thinking of that idea. And also the Flux Warrior tutorial that I keep saying that I want to do it. Yesterday I did record the script completely, and I also grabbed most of the footage. So that video should be in the making roughly after this video is done. So look forward to that one as well. I really want to make that as pretty as possible. I'm just going to show you a clip of how am I going to, you know, showcase the video. I was just going around finding all of those materials, trying to find like a perfect spot for them so that it can look as best as possible. And yeah, so look forward to that video. I'm putting like a lot of thought into that video because I really want to make it like a definitive 2019 flux farming method. And yeah, so anyways, without further ado, let's get started with the 30k PR Fae Trickster. So this might be one of my weirdest episodes thus far because I've been using a lot, and I mean a lot of different loadouts with the Fae Trickster, and I'm going to show you one weird specific loadout that I've been using, and I've been having a blast using the Fae Trickster like this. So yeah, this is going to be more of a fun episode rather than just going to be a trying to be as effective as possible. So yeah, just to let you know from right now. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started. Hello and welcome to another JNMG video. I'm your host JonNario, and today it is another 30k PR video. This time it is a 30k PR Fae Trickster. My Fae Trickster is currently sitting at 30,107 power rank. And like most characters from now on, my stats aren't going to be as bad, or it's going to be a little bit better and a little bit decent from now on. And like I did in my previous video, I have a Crystal 3 on all characters right now, so everything from now on is going to be Crystal 3 and decent gems. Anyways, let's get started with the stat. I have 286,209 magic damage, 248 attack speed, 248%, so I do have attack speed gear, 71 movement speed, I will explain why in a bit, 102.3% critical hit, and 1,645.8 critical damage, and I have 4,349 light. That's quite a lot of light, saying that I do have Crystal 3 equipment and light rolled gems. Anyways, my gear is as follow. I am rocking a attack speed gear with movement speed on hat and face and energy regen on staff. This is my fun messing around loadout with the Fae Trickster because I'm going to explain why I use this specific loadout in a bit, but this is a weird loadout. If you want the most effective loadout, then just swap movement speed with critical damage. Same goes with energy regen. You can swap energy regen with critical damage and use only energy regen on ring, and you will be good to go. But I'm just going to use this loadout in particular because it's been quite a lot of fun to use this loadout. Anyways, like I said, I have an energy regen ring, Stellar 4. Prefer Penguin because of the movement speed increase and the health boost that I get when you kill an enemy. Arcane because this character needs Arcane. It doesn't have high multipliers. It has high DPS but not high multipliers. So Arcane is a good thing. And unyielding, because this is one of the characters that definitely needs unyielding, even though it has like insane stun, but it's everything for the passive ability, and the passive ability for this character is extremely important if you want to delete bosses like world bosses or 3 stars. So unyielding is almost a must with this character. And seeing that I'm not fully movement speed gear, I use the Mounted Cavalry Knight subclass just to increase my movement speed with mounts, so I can be a little bit more consistent in my movement. I will be going into my gems. My gems are as follow. As always, Empower Gems first. I have a 2-1 magic right here. This is Cubic Curtain. This is very important for this character. I will explain why in a bit. I do have Explosive Epilogue with 2 magic, 1 crit hit. Also, another very important gem with this character, the class gem, it is 2-1 crit damage, so 2 crit damage, 1 magic. And my lesser gems is 2-1 magic, 2-1 magic, 2-1 magic, 2-1 crit damage, 2-1 crit damage, and 2-1 crit damage. So it's divided half and half, 3 with crit damage roll, 3 with magic damage roll. And my cosmic lesser gems are 2 light, 1 crit damage. And the next one is 2 light, 1 magic damage. So this character is mostly divided half and half in all of my lesser gems. So I would consider it to be a perfect set of lesser gems. Obviously, like having 3 lights is better with if you're using a character for U10, but this is more than enough. I'm also using Berserk Battler with 3 light rolls. So this character has 3 light rolls. It does have 2 maximum health rolls. So yes, and like I said, I do have Berserk Battler. Berserk Battler, it is probably the go-to with the Fae Trickster. You get an insane amount of attack speed increase, like a plus 40, well plus 15, then plus 40 when you're in Berserk state. And the light increase is also really good, seeing that this character doesn't have high multipliers on his abilities. But I will explain Explosive Epilogue and Cubic Curtain. Especially Cubic Curtain, because Cubic Curtain is a very important gem if you're using the Fae Trickster with the basic attack. If you're trying to use the Fae Trickster's basic attack, you really need to be using the Cubic Curtain. Why? Because the basic attack, you get a bonus if you don't take damage for 2 seconds. The class gem will allow you to take an additional hit so you can get the bonus damage from your basic attack. And if you have Cubic Curtain, that's another damage that you can take before like losing your passive ability. So technically you barely are going to lose your passive ability if you're just like trying to evade a lot of damage, and Cubic Curtain is pretty much like a no-brainer. The Explosive Epilogue is also a really great ability, seeing that this character has pretty low multipliers, and like the strongest ability is like his basic attack at 5.5, and Explosive Epilogue will help greatly in doing like 4.5 times extra damage. And it does help out in the crowd control department, and it is an insanely good Empower Gem ability. So that is all of my gems. This is my gems, this is my gear, and this is my Fae Trickster. I will be going into Uber 10 in 3, 2, 1. And here we are in Uber 10. So how does the Fae Trickster fare in Uber 10? So the Fae Trickster is one of an oddball of a character. I'm going to say that the Fae Trickster was never good of a farming character because it had pretty low multipliers, but in Uber 10, unlike Uber 9 you prefer characters with high speed. Uber 10 you prefer characters with high DPS and high damage and pretty good crowd control. This character has pretty high DPS, the damage is not the highest because again the highest multiplier being the basic attack with the buff is 5.5. And that's not high, but the crowd control on this character is amazing. Like you're seeing right there, you're literally throwing bombs at enemies using your glitter bomb. You're literally throwing bombs, so your crowd control is just ridiculously good. And that bomb also stuns, which is an incredible source in like doing U10 good, like U10 perfectly, because stunning enemies, it means that the enemy will barely attack you, but your damage isn't that great from the glitter bomb. It's like 4.5 times damage, but 4.5 times damage still with that amount of crowd control and stun, it means that the character will just do great. And here you saw that the Explosive Epilogue comes into play. This is why I recommend anyone, if you're trying to use the Fae Trickster with Explosive Epilogue, well, if you're trying to use the Fae Trickster for U10 grinding, then use Explosive Epilogue. Try to get Explosive Epilogue, because Explosive Epilogue, what it does is that whenever you kill an enemy, the enemy will explode, dealing damage to all enemies around it, dealing 4.5 times damage. So you're technically doing double the amount of damage with your glitter bomb if you kill an enemy close range. 4.5 times damage is still enough damage that you can one-shot an enemy with Arcane. So if you can one-shot an enemy using one Arcane blast, like a minion or something like that, you will literally do double the amount of damage against a boss. And the incredible burst damage that you get is really, really good. You might be thinking that you can use something like Evil Eye Emblem as well. And I will say yes, you can use Evil Eye Emblem. But again, this character has its basic attack, which does incredibly high damage. And you use the basic attack especially if you want to kill a boss really quickly. Let's say for example you throw a glitter bomb and then you start using basic attack, and that will be like really, really good for, you know, deleting bosses. And also it just helps in the survivability department, having unyielding, seeing that this character doesn't have the best survivability. Yes, you can throw down your clones so you can take aggro, but they last for barely any time, and you will feel like most of the time you're just throwing clones rather than attacking, which is for the most part a waste of time. You can do this like I just showed you. You just saw a boss with like no minions and just use your basic, which is very good. And when a boss has a lot of minions, then you can use your glitter bomb to kill all enemies. This is why this loadout comes into play. I use movement speed gear on the Fae Trickster. The reason being is because since I do have a lot of energy regen, I can just spam the teleport, and spamming the teleport is actually faster than 125 movement speed if you keep spamming the teleport, and it's really good. Like, spamming the teleport is really good. And also the other thing that I would like to do is glitter bomb is like a lot of abilities like the crescent combo. It doesn't lower your movement speed in any way, so you can literally just run around doing circles like an idiot instead of like moving really slowly and throwing bombs. Then you can just move around really quickly and start throwing bombs and maintain really high movement speed when Perfect Penguin triggers. And that's also, like you saw, that's also really fun to use, like teleport like crazy. I did use like energy regen on ring and start using teleport like all the time, but the energy like didn't last for too long, but it was really fun to use. But this is what I normally do with the Fae Trickster, since I do have explosive epilogue, and the stun effect from the Fae Trickster is just ridiculous because you're literally perma-stunning enemies similar to like the Knight, but this character has better perma-stun than the Knight, but worse damage obviously. But still, like, look at that. That boss literally couldn't do anything. And it is one of the good things about the Fae Trickster. I didn't think that this character was gonna be this good for grinding, because in U9 this character isn't that great for grinding. You can do this, obviously. You go with glitter bomb energy regen rolls. But characters in U9, pretty much all of them could one-shots. And in U9 you need a character with higher movement speed. So characters with lower movement speed, or they're slower in killing. Oh, that was such a beautiful one shot, by the way. Characters with really low kill time will struggle a little bit compared to like one shot killing classes like the Neon Ninja, or heck, even to an extent like the Shadow Hunter, because the Shadow Hunter could kill like really high momentum. And to be honest, is one of the biggest things that I did say about the Fae Trickster, that it wasn't good at grinding. So yes, the character scaled really well for U10. The DPS is great on this character. This is one of those characters, like I said, this is a character with high DPS but low damage. I'll explain why is that the case. When I say high DPS, high damage, it means that the character has high DPS and its multipliers are really high, so it can one-shot enemies. This character like this one, you can't one-shot unless you're using a lot of abilities at the same time, like I did right there. Not even the ultimate ability. The ultimate ability is technically the the highest multiplier ability, but it only does 6 times damage, so 2 times damage each staff. And the multipliers isn't that great, isn't that high, but if you combine all of those things like I previously mentioned, you can do incredible burst damage with explosive epilogue, and not to mention not only explosive epilogue but the staff from the ultimate ability, and you're using your normal ability like the glitter bomb. If you combine all of those, you can do incredible burst damage and you can one-shot some certain bosses. But for the most part, this is a character that is really good right now for any player who wants a U10 character. But you definitely need a lot of energy regen in order to use this character effectively. And obviously use a lot of attack speed, because the 2 strongest ability come from Glitter Bomb. Even though it doesn't do a lot of damage, it's still 4.5 times damage and you can perma-stun enemies. So energy regen is almost a no-brainer with this character. And also your basic attack. Your basic attack is your strongest damaging ability at 5.5 times damage, with obviously the passive ability unlocked. And 5.5 times damage with pretty high attack speed. Well, not really, this character has one of the slowest attack speed in the entire game. But 5.5 times damage at shooting at this rate, going with attack speed gear, is almost a no-brainer. And honestly speaking, is one of the characters that I would say I would recommend you to use this character for grinding, which is extremely surprising to me, seeing that when I saw the Fae Trickster, I was like, oh well, this character, it wasn't really good for U9 grinding. So it's not gonna be good for U10 grinding because it is a single target attack. But I forgot that you can use like that. You can use Glitter Bomb and you have Explosive Epilogue. And those two work out so well that you technically will be doing double the amount of damage every time you throw a Glitter Bomb and kill a minion. And this character is really good. It's a character that I would recommend anyone to use it if you have a lot of energy regen stuff. And to be honest, it's a really fun character to use. Believe it or not, I was like having a blast just testing this character out when I was before doing the U10 video. Well, not the U10, the 30k PR video. I was testing a lot of this character. I used this character a lot in order to get like the Crystal 3 staffs, and it was a blast. It was fun times with this character, and honestly speaking, I would recommend anyone to use it. But I will not say that this character is a really good U10 character. Well, exclusive U10 character. This character is best for you to use it as a Shadow Tower character, but if you don't want it, if you don't want this character to use as a Shadow Tower character, even though it is better as a Shadow Tower, then you can use it with Highlight and just go ham with a new 10. Do you need Highlight? I really don't think you need Highlight with this character in particular. I'm using Highlight because, again, I don't use this character for Shadow Towers, but seeing that this character already has high DPS and really good crowd control and stun, you definitely don't need a lot of light to do well, and by having a lot of light, it will make short work of everything in U10, especially if you have Explosive Epilogue. I will be doing this 5-star dungeon, and I will be calling it a day. But seriously, this character is surprisingly fun. I will say that this is the most surprised that I've ever been on a character. Even more surprised than the Lunar Lancer. The Lunar Lancer, I already knew it was decent at end game, but when I used the Explosive Epilogue Pyro Disc loadout on the Lunar Lancer with Beamer, I was already doing, I was surprised on how good it was. But this character, I was surprised because I didn't think this character was good in U10. It was going to be like, oh, this character is a Shadow Tower type character. It is good in Shadow Tower, it does insane DPS, and for U10 it doesn't have the good crowd control or damage to do so, but I forgot all about the crowd control and the stun that this character actually does. And it works similar to like the Knight. The Knight, it is a really good crowd control type character in U10, but the Knight has high damage so you can one-shot. But this character has easier time to stun enemies and you still have pretty decent damage. Like, you're seeing right there on screen, that enemy literally can do anything. It literally just stood there like, whoop, I am dead. And seriously, like, this character is a surprise. Like, it was a surprise to me. And honestly speaking, I would recommend anyone to use it if you haven't already, and have some fun using a lot of energy regen with this character. But yeah, that is all for today. Thank you for watching, thank you for sticking around as always. If you have a Fae Trickster, let me know which power rank are you, and let me know what you think of the Fae Trickster. Leave a like if you want to help the channel grow, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and that is all for today. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, and keep on hunting. See ya.